I'm trading the Legend of Zelda for some GoBots? Like, seriously? Well, let me explain. And it's not exactly this Legend of Zelda either, and I'll explain that at the end of the video. Now, of course, to most kids, it was all about Transformers. And then GoBots was kind of like the Great Harvest version of Transformers. But I loved GoBots. See, for me, Transformers was the thing I would get for my birthday or for Christmas, but GoBots was the thing that I could afford with my own allowance money. Whereas getting the good Transformers was, at the time, I don't remember how much they were, 20 bucks or something. I honestly don't remember. But I do remember that standard GoBots typically were about $4.99, sometimes even on sale. Now, although I did have Transformers as well, I had more GoBots to play with. In fact, in the background of all my videos, if you can see it, I have Screwhead right there. And Screwhead is the only GoBot I have remaining from my childhood collection. That's when my friend Danny shows up, and I saw him at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. He had a few GoBots behind his glass case. One of them in particular that I have a very fond memory about. See, my favorite GoBot was a GoBot named Heatseeker. It was just like I think it was like an F-14 Tomcat, whatever kind of airplane it was. But for some reason, I had Heatseeker, loved it. It was my favorite for about a week. And then I lost it, and I never found it ever again. I don't have a clue to this day what happened to it. Now, my brothers and sisters didn't care about my GoBot collection, so they left it alone. I wasn't having friends coming over all the time, and they weren't stealing anything like that. I didn't really play with them outside or anything. Again, no clue what happened to it, just vanished into ether. But I saw a very special something behind that glass case at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. And for no reason did I get it on film when I was there. But I was like, is that Heatseeker? And he was like, yeah, that's Heatseeker. You're like, we want to hold it? And just holding it for the first time, it's like, this is definitely Heatseeker. And like an idiot, I gave it back to him. I should have bought it on the spot. No reason why I didn't. And then after hemming and hawing about it for a couple weeks later, I messaged my friend Dan. He's like, do you still have that thing? And he's like, you know what? I'm at a toy expo right now, but I'll set it aside for you. And I was like, well, while you're at it, set a couple others aside for me too, and I'll pay for them. And that's when Danny said, you did something very cool with the Legend of Zelda cart recently. I'm happy to trade you straight across for a few GoBots for the Legend of Zelda. And I said, you know what, I'll make it happen for you. And it's not this Legend of Zelda, well, it is this Legend of Zelda, but not the cart. And again, you'll see that in a second. So very happy to have this box. So part of the trade was Cop Tour. Yeah, very, very unique name, right? And it's funny with the GoBots was they weren't very articulate compared to what the... Man, I haven't transformed this guy in forever. They weren't very particular... You know, they had a little bit of weight to them, too. They weren't as articulate as Transformers, is what I was trying to say. And he's missing the blade, that's fine, but he's supposed to have a helicopter blade, and then to Transformer, to change him, leg comes out, the arms flip out, and there you go. I'll put him on the shelf. Scooter was a favorite of mine. I like his fun voice in the cartoon. Let's see if I can figure this out. Like I said, it's been a while, but I can probably figure it out. So it's like this, and then the arms kind of come up like this, because he is an actual... motor scooter, and then the legs I think just kind of come up like this. I don't want to break anything. That's right, this part slides out and then you can bring the seat up and everything. Okay, so there you go, kind of like there you go, a little bit like that, kind of. I think put that back in. All right, yeah, there you go. There's Scooter. Oh man, if it wasn't for this guy, this wouldn't be a video. And I'm not a classic toy collector either. I'm just for 100% nostalgia. So here he is. It's, just by wear and tear of everything. But this actually still is in pretty good condition as far as I'm concerned. I'm really happy about this. And I only had him, like I said, for a week. So it's like, if I just kind of move stuff around a little bit, do things start making sense after a while? Again, I don't want to over-articulate or anything. Sometimes everything just kind of pops out. A lot of the GoBots kind of change the same. The hind thing became the legs, and the arms were part of the wheels, and the something of the something. I swore this part just kind of slid out or something, but what am I doing wrong? Even the wheels can kind of slide in, but I did... There we go. Okay. So like that, and then what? Oh, there you go. So then you kind of split it open like a chicken or something, and then that part comes down for the head. Hold on. Well, there might be more to it than this, but I mean, at least that's... You can put the arms out so you can see what's going on. At least that's something, all right? So, cool. I have Heatseeker back. Fantastic. Yeah, no regrets. Just thought it was kind of cool to have, the head like that, Kind of put him back is the other question. I don't know. And really, the only thing that's special about this is somebody found the original, what was going to be the Black Label box art for The Legend of Zelda. And I said, I can make my own labels. I have a printer. I can get copies of The Legend of Zelda, which I did recently at a convention, and I could reuse these gold carts for something really cool later too. Make sure you're subscribed to find out what that is. So instead of having this, we have this. This is what The Legend of Zelda was going to look like if released as a black box title. Now, this is not the deepest black I can get for a label, but it's what I had available at the time. And when I posted a picture of this, that's when Danny was like, "Ooh, I want one of those." And I said, "I'm happy to do a trade." So Danny, this is coming your way. Well, I'm gonna pop the game from this into this. The game does work. I tested it, and thank you for looking out for me, man. I appreciate that. Thank you for reuniting me with a bit of my childhood, as you always do. And as I like to find at conventions and whatnot, yeah, just looks kind of cool. And I'll have a couple more of these too, just for fun. Reminds me of the time I ranked every Nintendo game. This is every NES game made by Nintendo. Games published by Nintendo on the Nintendo Entertainment System. So check out that video in the meantime. I'm gonna play with some GoBots. Don't mind me. I'm gonna have a fun time with these guys now. Hey, thanks for watching. We'll see you again real soon.